this was a picture of me this year in January. And this is a picture of me this year in September. Now you can see how my chest blew up. Now you may be thinking, but this is just genetics, this is a personal opinion. Trust me bro, if you do exactly what I did, your chest will blow up too. The first point is training. So now basically for my chest workouts, I normally do two exercises, push-ups and decline push-ups. And normally both of these exercises are with weight. So if you are doing body weight push-ups and your reps are between 8 to 14, but once your body weight push-ups increase from 14 and above, that's when I recommend that you add weighted push-ups. You do weighted push-ups. This means you just put weights in your bag. So for the normal push-ups, I normally do from 8 till 14, and this is till failure. If you're wondering what failure looks like, this is how failure looks like. It's not till mild discomfort, because if you do it till mild discomfort, trust me bro, nothing is gonna happen. You won't grow at all. Normally I do it till 12 reps, that's when I hit failure. Then after that, I just do push-ups with my knees, and I consider that partial reps. And normally I'll try to do 5 partial reps. Now the second exercise is decline push-ups. You cannot skip decline push-ups in any of your chest workouts. You cannot, because the decline push-up is what trains your upper chest, and your upper chest is what makes your chest look full and nice developed. When you skip doing decline push-ups or training your upper chest, your lower chest will be more dominant over your upper chest, and this creates a saggy chest or something like man boobs. Even though you might have good amount of muscle in your lower chest, it'll still look like you have tits. So you need to do decline push-ups. And normally for decline push-ups, I also do from 8 to 12 reps, not 14 this time, because I personally find decline push-ups difficult to progressively overload. Okay, for decline push-ups, it's quite impossible to do any partial reps. So you could skip partial reps on decline push-ups. And also failure, you have to do failure for decline push-ups too, and this is how failure on decline push-ups looks like. Another tip is that you start your chest day with compound movements. The compound movements is just the 2 exercises I've talked about, normal push-ups and decline push-ups. Compound movements are basically exercises that involve more than one muscle group. But for compound movements, one muscle is usually being trained more than the other muscles. So for push-ups and decline push-ups, it's normally your chest that's being trained more. Your triceps are also being taken into account, but they're being trained at a much lesser extent than your chest. So they actually warm up your triceps. Now, what I mean by starting with compound movements is that during my workouts, I have chest and triceps. Let's say I start off with isolation exercises like the pull downs or skull crushers for my triceps. They're just gonna fatigue my triceps. So when I come to doing push-ups, my push-ups will be extremely bad. I won't be able to train my chest to a fuller extent. So that's why I say you start with compound movements, because your triceps aren't being used that much. So it's just like a slight warm-up for your triceps. So when you're doing the normal pull downs, your triceps are actually warmed up for the isolation exercises. So starting off your chest day with compound movements will increase your gains. Now another thing I want to say is progressive overload. What I mean by progressive overload is, let's say you're doing 8 to 14 reps. So let's say one of your workouts you're doing 8 reps. So the next session I want you to increase the reps by 2 or 1, either 2 or 1. So by next session you have to hit 9 reps or 10 reps. Every session you try to increase your reps by 1 or 2 until you hit the 14 mark till failure. Once you hit the 14 mark, the next session increase the load while doing push-ups so that it goes back to 8. And then that's how you continually progressively overload. So you need to progressive overload if you want your muscles to grow. You can't be doing the same weight for 8 months and expect your muscles to grow. That's just not gonna happen. Another tip is that when you're doing your compound exercises like the push-up and decline push-ups, I highly recommend that you squeeze at the end when coming up. Now the next point, which is highly crucial and I highly recommend that you follow, is your diet. You need to track the protein you consume. Now in my previous video I complained a lot about me not hitting my protein goal for over more than 1 year. I was consuming probably 50 grams of protein or less than that. You need to consume 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram. This means, let's say you're 70 kilograms, so 70 times 1.6 would be 112 or 113 grams of protein that you need to consume in a day. That's the amount of protein you need to consume to maximize your gains. Bonus tip is that you energize yourself before your workouts. Now I'm not talking about eating heavy food or anything like that, because eating heavy before your workouts is just gonna make you sloppy and feel like shit. You'll feel so tired during your workouts. So if you eat heavy, you won't have a nice time while working out. Also, I highly recommend that you do not eat less food before your workout. You're just gonna be so tired and sloppy. So I highly recommend that you eat a nice energizing meal, a nice healthy meal 30 or 40 minutes before your workout. This meal could consist of raisins, nuts, or a few bananas, milk, even fruits give you a ton of energy. So I highly recommend that you eat these before your workouts. Now a bonus thing is that you may feel that doing 2 exercises for your chest day is actually very little, or 2 exercises to train your chest is actually very little, but you could add in an isolation exercises. But doing isolation exercises at home is extremely hard, or doing it in your bedroom with no gym equipment. But you could buy a resistance band, which I highly recommend you do, and do some isolation movements. So you could do 2 compound movements, one for the lower chest and center chest, and 1 for the upper chest, so that's 2, and you can add in an extra as an isolation exercise. For me personally, I feel like isolation exercises don't really hit my chest really that well, and also I don't feel like they are growing when I do isolation exercises. Well, I've been doing compound movements for the past 8 months and I've seen a lot of progress. Maybe soon I'll also try to add in isolation exercises. So yeah, that's it.